If you are in the community, you will know that there is always going to be someone that is deserving to win. But sometimes, things can't go as expected. In fact, looking back at object show history, almost every single Bfdi winner has been a complete disaster. From toxic fan drama to writers forcing a specific character down our throats, the finales always leave the fandom furious. Today, we are breaking down the Bfdi winner problem and exposing why none of them actually deserved the prize.
Anyways, let's start.
Firey is the winner of Battle for Dream Island. He later competed in Battle for Dream Island again, Idfb, and Battle for Bfb. In Battle for Dream Island, Firey competed on the Squishy Cherries until Puzzling Mysteries, when the Squashy Grapes chose him to be on their team. During Insectophobe's Nightmare, he swapped to the newly formed Another Name until the merge in a leg up in the race. Firey won the season with 406 votes, placing first overall. However, he didn't receive Dream Island because Leafy illegally bought it from the announcer as revenge for not letting her in the island in Return of the Hang Glider. Now about Firey's win? Firey's victory in the 2012 Battle for Dream Island is one of the most polarizing moments in the object show community. While me myself back in 2012 thought he seemed like a fitting winner. There are also some dividing opinions on what makes a him not a deserving winner. Many fans argue Firey was too bland to win the inaugural season. Besides his iconic early slapping feud with Coiny, his personality felt noticeably static compared to dynamic contenders like Leafy or Bubble. Critics often view his triumph as a shallow viewer voting result based on his popularity as a male fire character rather than strategic gameplay. The biggest asterisk on his win is the Dream Island prize itself. Because Firey refused to let Leafy on the island, she famously bought it for herself, leaving him without his reward. This led to a years-long, drawn-out conflict in later seasons. Some fans heavily blame Firey for initiating this rift, viewing his prolonged bitterness as a toxic flaw. Firey's 2012 win sets a massive precedent for the JacknJellify universe. It sparked an ongoing community debate about whether winning should be awarded based on character development or sheer viewer sympathy. His polarizing trajectory highlights the core flaw and beauty of viewer-voted shows, immortalizing him as a deeply complex figure. Voting heavily influenced the 2011 outcome. In early Bfdi, voters often favored classic elemental designs over complex personalities. Firey benefited from this bias, securing safety through visual appeal rather than deep character arcs. This created a lasting divide between casual voters and analytical. As the franchise evolved, the criteria for a good winner changed completely. Later seasons demanded strategic gameplay and heavy emotional growth. Looking back at 2011 through a modern lens makes Firey's win look incredibly barebones, though it fit the simpler era of early object shows perfectly. In conclusion, Firey is not a bad winner, but rather one of the show's most skeptical victors. He lacked the strategic drive of a mastermind, yet his victory remains a foundational piece of Bfdi history. His win is a fascinating, flawed product of its time, imperfect, controversial, but entirely unforgettable. Flower's final victory in the 2021 season of Battle for Bfb remains one of the most debated outcomes in the object show community. While her transition from a Season 1 villain to a compassionate finalist won over casual viewers, a massive segment of analytical fans feel her triumph represents a forced narrative shift that compromised organic writing. Many critics argue Flower's victory felt heavily manufactured by the creators. Post-split Bfb frequently gave her immense spotlight. This culminated in Bfb 29, where she literally saved the show using her fashion fund. To many analytical fans, this was a transparent, heavy-handed push by JacknJellify to maximize viewer sympathy right before the final voting deadline. Conversely, her supporters celebrate her victory as the ultimate narrative payoff. Flower famously holds the title of being the very first contestant ever eliminated in Season 1. Going from a widely despised one-dimensional bully to a deeply insecure, generous fashion icon represents the most radical character development in the series, making her a highly satisfying winner for longtime fans. I myself used to like Flower and actually wanted her to win, but looking back at it, she had too much flaws. A major critique of her win is how it affected other contestants. Finalists like Gelatin and Teardrop had more consistent, organic gameplay across the entire season. By shifting the entire late-game focus to Flower's sudden generosity, critics feel the narrative dynamic was completely derailed. This left other deserving fan favorites in her shadow, just to guarantee her a triumphant finale. The paradox of her win lies in her newfound kindness. Her character shift felt jarring to viewers who preferred her chaotic energy. By becoming a good person to win over voters, some argue she lost the unique edge that made her interesting. This creates a debate on whether her growth was a genuine character arc or just a strategic personality rewrite to secure the prize. Viewer voting mechanics heavily favored her modern archetype. Unlike 2011, where casual fans voted purely for cool elemental designs, the 2021 BFB audience favored dramatic emotional growth. Flower benefited immensely from this shift in community standards, capturing the votes of modern fans who prioritize redemption arcs over traditional gameplay. Flower's victory set a completely new standard for the franchise. It proved that a character's toxic past could be completely disappear under a strong late-season redemption push. Looking back, her win flipped the script on how contestants survive, showing that modern object shows increasingly value emotional transformation over long-term consistency. In conclusion, Flower is far from the best winner, standing out as an incredibly forced character compared to others in the genre. Her victory feels explicitly engineered by the narrative compared to the masterfully organic writing behind Suitcase winning Inanimate Insanity Season 2. Suitcase earned her crown through deep psychological struggles and complex social dynamics, whereas Flower was effectively spoon-fed a redemption arc designed to sway casual voters. Fern's victory in Battle for Dream Island elsewhere stands as a highly debated milestone. While his transition from a skittish nature object to a champion won over viewers, analytical fans feel his triumph exposes a flawed narrative model. Many critics argue Fern was far too passive and bland to win a major competition. Throughout Bfdie, his personality centered heavily around a predictable, non-confrontational nice guy trope. Skeptics view his victory as a standard result of viewer voting bias, where audiences lazily favor harmless, meek characters over complex, engaging players. Conversely, supporters celebrate Fern as a uniquely refreshing and wholesome victor. In a landscape filled with chaotic and mean-spirited contestants, his genuine kindness and lack of grudges made him an easy protagonist to root for. Defenders argue his subtle, quiet gameplay was smart navigation, proving that an innocent underdog can legitimately survive the game. The biggest flaw highlighted by detractors is Fern's absolute aversion to conflict. He frequently surrendered at the first sign of trouble, heavily relying on others to pull him through intense team dynamics. To competitive fans, rewarding a player who actively avoids challenges taints the competitive spirit of the show, making his path to the final prize feel entirely unearned. Despite his meek nature, Fern possessed a sneaky opportunistic streak. He would quietly make moves to help himself win, like sniping a snowball at a frozen rose without getting his hands dirty. While defenders view this as clever, understated strategy, haters point to it as hypocritical cowardice, arguing he hid behind a friendly mask while letting others take the fall. The mechanics of voter-influenced shows heavily shielded his archetype. In classic elimination formats, aggressive and antagonistic characters draw the most negative viewer attention, causing them to get voted out early. Fern benefited massively from this structure, floating safely under the radar to capture the votes of casual fans who value baseline pleasantness. Fern's victory completely disrupted traditional expectations for the franchise. As the first chronological season winner to not originate from the core main series cast, his win rewrote the blueprint. It established a precedent showing that external, spin-off contestants could hijack the grand prize, leaving long-term fans split on whether this expanded or harmed the lore. What makes Fern's win controversial is how often his innocent persona protected him from backlash while other contestants absorbed the criticism. Multiple fans pointed out that Fern rarely initiated open conflict, yet still benefited from chaos created by stronger personalities around him. His elimination of Rose especially became a major talking point because he waited until Ruler and Sidewalkie already immobilized her before landing the final hit himself. Critics argue this perfectly summarizes Fern's gameplay, avoiding responsibility while quietly cashing in on opportunities created by others. Supporters defend this as intelligent survival strategy, but detractors believe it exposed a calculated side hidden beneath his soft-spoken image, reinforcing claims that his pure underdog narrative was never entirely genuine. Fern is, this video can speak for itself.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
To be fair, Bfdie was a short season, and didn't really seem like a sub-show of Bfdi. Seemed more like its own style. Not gonna lie, I used to be so fucking mad when that was the show that was on JacknJellify Live. Anyways, Fern is a shit winner, worse than Flower winning. His victory feels heavily forced compared to the masterfully organic writing, again, the same forced win as Suitcase winning. But let's be real, the next one I exposed had everyone pissed off. Spoiler alert, this won!
Oh my word! There she is! Look! No, please! No! I just...
Like I pissed. Mean, not pissed as I was before, but at the same time, Book might be the most world's ever undeserving winner of all time. Here is a video from Lean Beans explaining why Book won't be a good winner. Shout out to him. And yeah, go check his content.
After Book's super predictable win in Bfdia 23, I think it's pretty safe to say that she has all but secured the overall season victory. Just take a look at any community post poll and you'll find that Tennis Ball and Needle don't really stand much of a chance here. Despite this, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that I at least didn't try to prevent this horrible outcome. So please, just hear me out and consider maybe not voting for the biggest fraud of the series. Okay, so Book's entire appeal as a character recently has been that she's kind of an underdog. Her challenge performance has been horrible, which is something that even the characters themselves reference.
I know why you keep losing, and it's not because you're ugly.
Usually, a contestant losing so many challenges would lead to a pretty fast elimination, but Book is unique in that she doesn't really have much of a hate base, and ever since Teapot 12 she's been riding a seemingly non-stop wave of popularity. Now, there's nothing wrong with an underdog. I mean, hell, Robody is one of my favorites, but the appeal of an underdog is that eventually, through all their efforts, they succeed. Let's take a look at Book's climactic win at the end of Bfdia 23.
One of them's gonna win. I got nothing left in the tank anyway. Wait, oh my word. Donut! Donut! I counted the rope all the way to the end!
She did it! She actually did it! She comes the rope to the finish! I am truly at peace now. Okay, supports, let's give Book her reward!
Ah! Yes, I got it! But you haven't set foot on it!
Triple immunity for me, whoopee!
Huh?
I can still get to it!
Oh no, you don't!
Let me go! I need that immunity!
I win.
Now, that clip was a little long, so let me break down the important facts. Book, seeing that either Tennis Ball and Needle are about to win, decides to give up. It is only by sheer luck that the tug-of-war line was right there. A little while later, Book finally sets foot on the Dream Island chunk because the other two were distracted. Book didn't use any of her unique skills, abilities, smarts, or strengths. She didn't even have the determination to keep trying before she got lucky. This isn't some big triumphant moment, Book only won out of luck. The winner of a Bfdi season should never be someone who got there by being lucky and riding off of popularity that they got from another season. Say what you will about Flower winning BFB, at least she put in the work and effort to change herself and actually earn that victory. Tennis Ball and Needle actually fought for the win, and they both scream,
Oh, I need the immunity!
Because quite literally, whichever of them went against Book in that cake of steak would have been automatically eliminated because voters love to glaze this bland, useless Book for some reason. But that's all only Book's recent performance. Throughout all of Bfdia, this character has done nothing to earn even a top 10 spot. For most of the game, she was the least interesting member of Free Smart, and only really contributed some mediocre jokes and a general helping hand. I mean it when I say least interesting too. I don't think there's a single member of the cast as bland and boring as her, not even Rocky. What do you even describe Book's personality as? She's level-headed, she generally tries to do the right thing, if you forget the time she froze and killed Gelatin and Firey. Oh wait, she's moderately smart. It's not like there's two characters who are way smarter and actually use that to help them in the game, one of which is also in the final three alongside Book. She just has no purpose in this point in the season, and certainly nothing for her to deserve a win. Take Needle for example. She has proven time and time again that she's a super strong player, using her physical advantages to help her team and eventually prove her independence, all amounting to an actually valuable and pretty well executed character arc for her. Even Tennis Ball has had to come out of his shell as Golf Ball's sidekick and learn to take charge as his own player. And no, him becoming a quote-unquote villain is not bad like Golf Ball said, but that's for a different video. In the end, I just have to wonder why people would vote for Book to win Bfdia. I can accept that Tennis Ball is probably getting out, but Needle is a way more deserving winner in literally every way. I hope I can turn the tide a little bit and wake some people up to the fact that Book is nothing but a placeholder fraud of a character and the worst potential winner in Bfdi history.
That video was 3 months ago, and it seems like whatever Lean Beans did, it did not made Needle win, which I pissed about. Needle had all potential to win, yet Book being the weakest gets picked to win? This we never had a newbie win excuse is just annoying and why I never like watching object shows. Mean I get it probably be a dumb prize, but still want Needle labeled as the winner, not Book. At this point I can't say who is a worser winner. Both Book and Fern suck. Flower was bad as a winner, but low-key did better in challenges than both Fern and Book. And I get Flower also sympathy baited, but let's be real. Will you rather have a character sympathy baited but is good in challenges, or vote a character that is a pushover in sympathy baits? Like, you gotta really think about it and be like, hey, these characters suck! Seems like we never get a good Bfdi winner, thanks to some fans who vote mean characters out. At this point, if all a character is gonna do is be nice and sympathy bait all the time, then they also better be good at challenges, cause at the end of the day, I rather vote a character to win that is a mean character but does awesome and challenges. Sidewalkie, for example. Needle is the main definition of both good personality and good and challenges, yet Book wins all because she's weak? Like, come on. Until then, we're gonna be stuck with trash winners throughout Bfdi. In conclusion, the winners I exposed weren't always very good. In fact, most of them were handled poorly, forced by the writers, or surrounded by controversy that divided the fandom. That does not mean every winner was completely terrible, but many victories felt unsatisfying, unfair, or disconnected from what fans truly wanted. Whether it was bad writing, rushed development, or fan backlash, Bfdi finales continue to spark debate years later, proving just how controversial these winners really are. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And, yeah, see you later. Bye.